Uh, Good evening. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Um, you know, this is a serious thing that we got to talk about. This really is. Hold on, family. Let me mute this. I'll be right back. Like I said, this is very serious. White people and farmers got more land than Black America. Let's talk about this. I'll post some stories in the chat. I'm gonna read one story. Okay. And it's very disturbing. So we're waiting for some more people to come in. And then after I read the story, if anybody that wants to join the panel, feel free. Matter of fact, I'm gonna handpick it today. Welcome to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, Chef JT, Dr. Chef in the kitchen. I'll be chefing up information. Respect my assistants, respect the voices, one's assistants, and also shout out to the LTPC. And I'm gonna wait for some more people to come in. So before I read the story, then hopefully anybody want to join the panel, feel free. Like I said, I'm waiting for some more people to come through before I read one of the stories. And it's very disturbing, but we have to deal with it, you know. So I'm just waiting for some more people to come through. Wait for some more people to come through. We need some more people to come through. Still here waiting for some more people to come through. Waiting for some people to come through. Waiting for some people to come through. Well, everybody's doing all right. Everybody's doing all right. Waiting for some more people to come through. Waiting for some more people to come through. That waiting for more people to come through. Then I'm gonna pull up the story. Let's see, pull up the story. $50. Waiting for some more people to come through. Waiting for some people to come through. Let's see. Okay. Pull up the story. Oh, everybody's doing okay. Or everybody's doing okay. I know how YouTube, be. So be patient. Be patient, family. Be patient. I said I'm going to a story. Let's see. Waiting some more people to come through. Waiting some more people to come through. So I hope everybody doing okay. I hope everybody doing all right. Post the stories in the chat. Also, there's a link for anybody that wants to join after I read the story. That'd be great. Wait some more people to come through. I'm here. Know how YouTube is. So, well, I will go and read the story. Then I explain it. Just come on in, fam. Just come on in. Just come on in. Come on in. I'll read your story. Anybody that after I read the story, anybody that wants to join. So, anybody want to join after I read the story? The link is in the chat. Okay, I'm going to read the story. Um, the title is the Today Chat is on me live. Is white people and farmers got more land than black America. And it's true. Less talk. And I'm going to pull it up. I'll read one of the stories. I'm going to deal with this. Okay, this story is in the chat. So this was let's get this on. Um, okay, family, this let you know the story came out. The story is by the organization Guardian. Um, okay, thank you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for coming joining the channel, the underrated darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder. Also, Chef JT, not just chefing in the kitchen, but chefing of information. I'm going to read this story, and thank you, Kenneth Nash. Thank you so much. I'm trying to pull this up. Okay, cool. All right. I want to give you some. Okay. It came out on March 29th of this year. It's by the Guardian, and here it is. Again, welcome Kenneth Nash, welcome family, welcome Larry Davis, welcome Kenneth Nash, and salute to you. Just got something to deal with the title that you see in the live, and this is about this black farm. Now everything that you see, the stories in it, it got something to do with it too, so y'all can check those out on your free time. All right. There were nearly a million black farmers in 1920. Why have they disappeared? Today, there are just 45,000 African American farmers. One man is fighting to save them. By Summer Sewell in Bakersfield, Virginia, and Shreveport, Louisiana. John Boyd Jr., grandfather Thomas, son of a slave, slept in the deed to his farm under his mattress. He worried constantly that his land would be taken from him. 20 miles away, 3 generations later, Boyd lived on his own 210-acre farm in a big white colonial house with rows of soybeans that go almost up in front door, like other people have grass. 100 cattle, a cluster of guinea hogs, 3 goats, and a small hemming dog named Fasto, who Boyd called his best friend, lived there. He feels more secure on his plot of land than Thomas did. But Boyd is a abomination. Kate Love, thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Number of black farmers of America peaked in 1920 when there was 949,889. Today of the country, three-fourths 3.4 million total farmers, only 1.3% or 45,508 are black, according to new figures from U.S. Department of Agriculture released this month. And again, this story came out a few months ago. So this is recent, family. I want you to understand this. This is recent. Go on with the story. They own a mere 0.52% of American farmland. By comparison, 95% of U.S. farmers are white, and also we could throw that in rural. The black farmers who had managed to hold on their farms eke out a living today. They make less than 40,000 and compared over to 190,000 by white farmers. Again, you got the rural in it too, which is probably because the average increase is about 1/4 of a white farmer. As a fourth generation farmer, boy has witnessed other black farmers to do the same thing he's done. Claw at the dirt of an attempt to hold on to it. As Boyd has devoted himself of helping other black farmers, always remembering the words he heard his grandfather Tom say, mumble over and over, the land don't hold color. The land never mistreat me. People do. Today, what's up, beloved? How you doing? Thanks for coming. Today he come to understand two things: how long fight he put up is just a drop in rusted out bucket, and exactly why there are so few black farmers left. In Bakersfield, Virginia, Hughes Sunrise turned pond into furry goats. Strangers in cars wave as they pass. Food is fried and smothered. Things move slowly. This is also Trump country with support displayed with bumper stickers and hang paint road slide sign. Dixieland, as Boyd calls it, has political racist tensions. He is a man with deep set eyes using in the shadows of a cowboy hat brim. His voice could rumble floorboard. Boy 53, he's 53, seeing his more content bouncing in the seats of his tractor, smoking toast, marking his trail. He harvests the soybeans he busy planting today in the fall. Once they're about knee high, his need 45 bushels from each acre to make a profit, to avoid being getting priced down for moisture of the grease in the bushels. He will ask his wife Karen Brewer to enlist her white stepfather to sell the beans to him. Wow. When the other man takes boy soybeans, he's not Doc, but complaining. To lose money if I sell them myself, he said. In 2019, that shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be losing money because I'm black. Boyd had time to get used to this mistreat. His struggle for equal footing started as soon as he bought his first farm, 51,000 at the age of 18 in 1984. He went to the Farmer Home Administration lending branch of the United States. It's close to USDA, about 90 miles from Bakersfield to apply to operate drones.
Year after year, his application was denied or delayed. Looking at your application, we ain't going to be able to help you this year, he said, the loan officer would tell him. Once boys said a white farmer interrupted their meeting, exchanged quick pleasantries with the loan officer and walked out, having not even applied with a check for $157,000.
And I begged for 5,000, Boyd recalled, shaking his head. It subsequently visited the loan officer told Boyd he better learn to talk to him like other black folks did, took naps during meetings, threw Boyd application straight into the trash, and spread his chewing tobacco on Boyd's shirt, claiming to have missed his sprittle. The officer only took Tony Smith, peace to you. Please share my information, please. Thank you. The officer took meeting with the 9 black farmers in the country on Wednesdays. He would leave the door open and speak loudly and boastfully so far that could hear just how bad he was talking to each other, Boyd said. Boyd filed 6 complaints against the officer for discrimination treatment, and eventually the USDA civil rights officer of Virginia. That's what I live at, officer who admitted to the treatment, noted in his complaints. Boyd then filed and won the first ever discrimination lawsuit against USDA. The successful investigation on Boyd's behalf prompted other black farmers to come forward with their story. And in 1995, Boyd found the National Black Farmers Association after meeting with many black farmers and hearing similar USDA experience. All these farmers was coming out of the woodwork saying, "You think what's happened to you is bad? You should hear my story." He said, I was just trying to save my farm, but then I saw it was a huge national issue. In 1997, Boyd and 400 other black farmers sued USDA in the landmark lawsuit Pig-Ford vs. Glickman, which allegedly that from 1981 to 1997, USDA officials ignored complaints brought to them by black farmers and that were denied loans and other support because of rampant discrimination. In 1999, the government settled the case for, I believe, $1 million more than what they cost it out. 16 black farmers received $50,000 each. Cool gents, what's going on? But Boyd didn't know his work was. But Boyd didn't know his work was beginning. And this story is in the chat, so y'all can go check it out on your free time. After that settlement, news made more black farmers came forward to say they didn't know about the lawsuit in time to apply the money. This time, Boyd wasn't a plaintiff, but an advocate on behalf of more of 80,000 late claimants. In 2000, he began to make trips to Washington to wait for politicians who faced he studied in Congress dictionaries, hoping to find a sponsor to push reopen the case. But that's a lonely battle out there on Capitol Hill. That was a bunch of lonely meetings, he said. He drove his old Mercedes the 200 miles to Washington, sometimes 2 or more times a week. When he was at approach scenes to subdue, the trip with mute and wagon took 17 days. Building tractors took 5. Sometimes he slept outside Capitol Hill in the wagon. Sometimes his cousin Ernest kept him company on the trip. Other farmers and their wives came along with signs, burning slogans. Block farmers had waited long enough. Meanwhile, he went to funerals of older Black farmers who died, hoping for compensation. His own crops and relationships suffered, most notably with his children. But there were a lot of downs where I would go home in Congress, would have recess, and would see family members. Are you still working on that? Man, you need to give that up. You ain't going to win that. Boycott, tell them. There were many times I said, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Finally, after 8 years, Boyd got Senator Barack Obama to be the lead sponsor of the measure to reopen the case. Congress set aside $100 million to assess the legal claims. In December 2010, as President Obama signed the bill, authorized $1.25 million. Is it 125? I think 125 billion or million. I can't recognize that. In compensation to the late claims settlement, also known as Pig Fort 2. The bill and the photo of boys shaking hands with Obama have framed near the fireplace in his floor living room. The pen Nancy Pelosi used to sign it around the house somewhere too. For Boyd, that moment was the ink absorbed into the paper, was the peak, the reward. Last November, Karen Boyd fell asleep in the recliner in the living room with her laptop open the night before the NBFA conference. She was in the dawn of near night to get last minute details. Into the evening, she been on the phone with the printer, made sure that the welcome letter of Shreveport Mayor boasted the conference that drew more than 700 members from 42 states was conference book. The boys set free among gathering the chance to forward support network for Black farmers outline USDA resources available then. If y'all can hear me, press 1, please. The intent of those attendees has always been laid inside the lobby of Hotel Downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. Boyd won his favorite hat, the right black size 7.5 Stetson, and the press black suit. And he was holding a cup of coffee as usual and shaking hands, but he was distracted and looked around, seeing the guards who showed up. The audience, most men sat in half empty, lining comfort banquet table. Some had put on suits with their cowboy boots. Some of their wives were dressed for church. Throughout the 2-day conference, Carol and USDA and bank representative who by design were mostly Black, led discussions how to apply various loans, how to obtain farmer serial number, and get wills in order. 2 older women came in an hour after driving to Alabama 10 hours overnight through the storm that slowly slid down, which the other tenants has gone over the lawsuit. Well, I'm not gonna read it now. This is the thing. Yesterday I had as you know, Cool Gents, he seen it. I had a panel. Anybody that wants to get on the panel, there's a link. The link is in the chat. If y'all want to talk about this and everything. Matter of fact, I would like let me pick it. I would like Tony Smith to get on. If you want to, Cool Gents, if you want to get on. The link is right in the chat. So if y'all want to get on, because I want to get you, because we gotta talk about this, family. You know, anybody else that wants to get on, feel free. Come into, wants to get on the panel, feel free. Okay, and This is a serious problem. I've been talking about this off and on for a long time. That's what I always say, that we have to know the laws, we have to know what's going on, and we have to fight. So anybody that wants to get on the panel, feel free. The link is in the chat. And other stories is in the chat too, that y'all can check it out. You know, but this is very important, family. It really is. So, but it goes to show that there was black farmers were actually losing land, was getting their land taken. You know, okay, up post-slave times and even slave times. They was losing land, a lot of land since 1920. And like I said, the stories is it's in the chat. You can check it out. And that's why I always said that we have to know about agriculture. We have to know, because there are some of us be thinking that, we got land and stuff, but it goes to show that our land's been taken, and these rural lands has got more than us as a people. And we gotta stop thinking, the white man are taking our land. We gotta understand that the federal government U.S. government has let this happen. And we have to understand the policies, fam. It's very important. We have to understand the policy. I've been talking about this for a long time. And I'm not saying y'all in the chat, but people listen outside. This is part of white supremacy. We're gonna learn the white supremacy. We have to learn about the policies too. The symbols and the sayings, that's so cool. But to go against it, you gotta break policy. You gotta, this is where it's at. So anybody that wants to join the panel, the link is in the chat. Feel free to join. Let's talk about this. And it's very important. The way how they discriminate, how did they issue money out to the black farmers? They're actually white and rural farmers has got to almost like triple they get than they give in the black farmers. And we don't like talking about it because we figure, it doesn't represent us. Yes, it does a lot. That's why we have a shortage of food. And then I think we got to go more than that. Like I said a year ago, that's why we don't hardly have farmer markets around the country for our people. Because of it's sad. And then they've been discriminating us as black farmers for a long time. And I know there are some that, they don't deserve it. And most of the all these black farmers, when they had these land, it was inherited. And they get taken. They file applications to to have benefits on their acres, to build it up. They get thrown away, get their applications thrown away. And I thank the brother that's for it, Brother Boyd. So we gotta talk about it. We have to deal with it. I'm telling you. Just saying. No joke. Here's the link. Anybody that wants to get on the panel, feel free. Let me read out the names for the list for continue. The stories in the link. Kenneth Nash, K Love, Beloved, Tony Smith, Cool Gents, 87. All right. And you know that Irish Crush 45 not going to address it. You know? How we can get some food, good vegetables, fruits and stuff, and we getting discriminated. And then I know there's gonna be some people, oh yeah, why black farmers got it again? Because they lazy and stuff. They totally lazy. Talking about. Francis Atkins, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm doing fine. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm doing okay. Thank you. I just read a story about the black farmers, how they get discriminated, how they are getting discriminated and they getting their lands taken away. They not getting the money that they should. You know, put the link down. Anybody that wants to join the panel, feel free. And thanks for everybody that's joined the panel. I mean, I've been joined the chat, and very much appreciated. And we have to understand too that it's not just happening in rural lands and country; it happened in the city too. We got to understand that too. You know. And like Brother Boyd, the story that I read about Brother Boyd, he had to actually go to Capitol Hill, White House to actually fight, to actually be seen, to actually had these complaints, because even the politicians wasn't doing nothing in their district. When a black farmer average getting a loan for over 150 some $1,000 to a black farmer 50, how the black farmer could compete with that? And then we're not talking about the sponsors are backing. We ain't really get into that. How are we supposed to go against that? So, but what I like Brother Boy did throughout the years, he had formed our own. So more numbers popped up, the better for us it is. And they actually, the black farmers had similar stories. Getting their application, don't get their form, throwing the garbage, being delayed. How are we supposed to? Department of Agriculture do not want to fight, do not want to acknowledge black farmers. But they want to turn their heads when they put fake seeds or fake soil in the ground. So it's really disturbing, yeah. It really is. So if anybody want to join the panel, feel free. The link is in the chat. Also, if y'all want to donate to my PayPal, Super Chat, or PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat, feel free. That'd be very much appreciated. If not, no problem. Please hit the like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, yeah. So let me pull up for if anybody can hear me, press 1, please. Let me see. Pull up another story too. That's not it. That's not it. I'm telling you. African American farmers make less than 2% of all U.S. farmers. This story came out by Emily Moon, April 5th, 2000 of this year. African American farmers made up less than 2% of all farmers in the United States. They held in drinking operations that are less profitable of various of those owned by white counterparts. And according to new report, this decline is direct result of discrimination lending practice of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, like I said before. And like I said, this story came out April 5th of this year and wrote it by Emily Moon. And this on Pacific Standard. All right. In an analyst released on Wednesday, the Liberian think tank Center of American Progress founded that black farmers lost 80% of their farmland from 1910 to 2011, often because they lack, of course, loans or insurance needed to sustain their businesses. The USDA has a long and well-documented history of discrimination against black farmers. Authorities right. This unequal administration of government loans, government farm support programs critical of protecting farmers from honoring risky enterprise has had a profound impact of rural communities of color. So that means that our black farmers, even in rural territories, still can't make it. Isn't that something? And this been going on for a long time, family. From 1910 to 2007. So what do you think is really happening right now? Family, we got to talk about this. Go on the story. As authority noted, black farmers have faced legacy of discrimination from white landowners, denying them private credit to the government rejecting the application of the USDA program. The effect of this discrimination was startlingly apparent over the last century. African American farmers made up around 14% of U.S. farmers in 1910, just 1.6% in 2012. Internal audits and outside research suggest that even in the last decade, the USDA has failed to address its discrimination practice. Here are some content of new status and the history behind black farmers make less than white farmers on average. According to the Census of Agriculture, which is conducted every 5 years, there were about 38,000 African American farmers in the country in 2012 out of a total of 2.1 million farmers, 2 million whom are white. The Center of American Progress found that the average full-time white farmers made $17,190 in farm income in 2017, while the average of full-time African American farmer made $2,448. This is a partial because black owners make up a very small proportion of increasing nationwide 0.4% according to the report. In 2012, most African American farmers owned operating that were less than 180 acres. Drink more water. Oh, thanks for coming. Hold on, you see you can't hear? Hold on. All right, can you hear me now? If y'all can hear me, press 1. Y'all gave me press 1. All right. But studies show that these farmers also fail to get the support they needed from USDA. In a 2018 study of Georgia farmers in Black Belt countries, the research coach that conclude African American farmers have witnessed their farms and land disappearing at an alarming rate since farm programs has not reached them via research, teaching, and assisting from the federal to the local levels. And like I said, I've been saying this for a minute. Man knows what's going on. Black farmers has historically been denied access to farm loan programs. Thank you, Francis. Anybody else press 1? The Farmer Service Agency oversees farm loan program to help farmers purchase land to make renovations or provide finance incentives for making their operations more sustainable. There are plenty of evidence that African Americans' participation in these programs was low. According to these 3 researchers from Tuskegee University, this is because the USDA had not done successful outreach to Black farmers. Undeniably, the fact that social disadvantaged farmers, a USDA term that includes African American farmers, has not participated in USDA programs to the same degree as majority producers is in fact that for generations they have been denied access to these programs to work. Even when Black farmers was made aware of these programs, their application was systematically denied for decades. For decades, people. For decades. The most recent USDA Office of Inspector General or examiner minority participation in PSA programs in 1997 found that district office in 5 states denied direct loans from socially disadvantaged farmers at a 16% higher rate than others. The USDA took years to address Black farmers' complaints. When farmers file complaint discrimination against USDA, they evaluated by Department Office of the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights, according to the Office of Inspector General. This office has received an average almost 1,000 programs complaint a year since 2005. The office said it improved its process to response time for handling complaints since 2008. But in 2012, audit found the office took years to address them, sometimes waiting so long that the case passed the 2-year status of elimination period. And an environment working group report found that often delay had impacted Black farmers systematically for years. After coalition of Black farmers won 2 racial discrimination lawsuits in the 90s, Black farmers claimed the USDA delayed failed to pay out $2.5 million it owned. Let me read that again. After coalition of Black farmers has won 2 racial discrimination lawsuits in the 1990s, Black farmers claimed the USDA delayed or failed to pay out 2.3 billion it's owed. In the 90s, they delayed or did not want to give out what they owe. Okay, Tony Smith, let me say this one last sentence. Matter of fact, you can get on right now. Come on right now. Get on right. You know, in the 90s, they delayed and they did not want to give the black farmers, all the black farmers, $2.3 billion. Go hit the link, Tony. Come on. If that's not alarming, who is? If that's not alarming, what is? Tony, the link is in the chat, so you can go and come on. Incredible, fam. If y'all can hear me, press 1. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit you up. Okay. Dead one. All right, what's up, Tony?
Hey, what's going on, JT? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
What's
Can you hear me,
going on?
JT?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got in the house. I was having some technical difficulties. My bad, bro.
Don't worry about it. Now, the story that you heard, man, what you think about it, that I read about it?
I didn't catch the whole story, but based off the title, I see that it says something about the white farmers taking over like the black farmers land and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, what can I say? Like I always say, man, black people, we gotta unite. I mean, I know people tired of hearing me say that we gotta unite to get things done or whatnot, right? Because I understand that the majority of us won't. But some of this stuff we gotta take to legislation, and then, other things we gotta just work as a team, because there's always strength in numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strength in numbers is underrated, man. It's definitely underrated.
Yeah, and then the thing about it, as you know, Tony, I've been talking about this, as you already know, for a long time. That's what we got to know about politics. We got to know what different parts of, of branches. And here, this Department of Agriculture has denied black farmers money for a long time. So that means they part of this federal government, and we don't want to talk about it. I've been saying this for years. How can you give right? How can you give a black farmer $250,000 and you just giving a black farmer $50,000. But you end up taking their land. You know what I mean? And we talking about rural lands too. We gotta throw rural in it too. Because they are black, there are some of us as a people, we live in rural lands too. So you think about this, they get discriminated all year. USDA, when these black farmers file for loans and stuff, they actually get their loan thrown into the garbage, get delayed for years. And then what I just read for this other story, they won a lawsuit back in the 1990s that was supposed to be rewarded the black farmers $2.3 million in 1990, and they still don't want to pay it.
Wow. I didn't even know about that. That's crazy, man.
Matter of fact, I think that story is in the chat. Matter of fact, if it's not, I'm gonna put in right now. In fact, I'm gonna because I think I put it in the chat, but if not, I'm gonna put it in because and people, and we talking about 1990. It's not long ago. What's up, Michael Johnson? What's good, homie? You know what I'm saying, Tony?
Exactly. So you basically
That's not.
go.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, you definitely right. That's not that long ago. That's only about 20 plus years ago. You know, and,
Right.
If the money has already been awarded to the black folks in legislation, then I don't see what the problem is with them paying it out. So yeah, man, that's crazy. That's a crazy situation right there.
Yeah, matter of fact, while we talking, I'm gonna post this story in chat. Because this, and I want people. And I also post other stories in the chat too. I want y'all to check it out because we gotta discuss about it. And remember I was saying that we had less. Now we start having less farmer markets around the country of our community. I also post other.
Yep. Agriculture, that's big money too, as far as investments for the black community.
Right.
That's money we could keep recycling right back into the community.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And then so there's a brother named Brother Boyd, right? He was going through the same thing, and that's the one that formed the national. Hey, what's going on, sexy? That's the one that formed the national black farmers. And sometimes he go on his old BMW, or sometimes he take the tractor where he at, and he had to actually go to Capitol Hill and actually talk to these politicians, because we cannot leave these politicians out there because they know what's going on too, but they don't want to say nothing about it. And I'm talking about both parties and all caucuses. Right, including black and Hispanic caucus. All right, go ahead, bro.
No, I hear what you're saying, but you know how politics work, man. You basically have to line up your politicians' pockets with money before they really, take you serious. And I'm not saying that some black folks that are involved with this bill that you're talking about haven't, but if we already know black folks in America, we don't control most of the wealth in America. So even if we pool all our resources together, we still wouldn't have enough resources compared to the Europeans in our country, that pay the lobbyists and all that. So, this is like a tricky situation, but I mean, yeah, you can go ahead, JT.
No, it's just for me, I just had to bring that up. At first I was going to wait till New Year's, but it was one thing I had to bring that up because we missing the point, brother. You know what I'm saying? We are missing the point to really engage. what forms of branches that we in that we still get discriminated, and us as a majority of us, and I'm not saying all, but majority of us as a people are dumbfounded of what's going on. Duh. Why you having these phantom talks? Why I keep on saying this, and you know I be saying this, Tony, because we be talking, and you know I be talking. Sometimes we having these fellowship. When I said when we used to have these fellowship lies, even Monique was saying, why do you keep on saying? Why do you think I'm saying that we gotta get to know Department of Agriculture? Because of this.
Exactly. It's big business in agriculture, like I said before, you know. And man, you know how much money you can make off of just growing tomatoes.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? And this my right. That's what I'm saying. And see, this is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying that. But see, people keep saying, "Oh, these black farmers are lazy." That's not true. They not. They are not lazy. They are getting screwed up. They getting screwed by every way, but we don't want to talk about that.
Man, that's true.
We not supporting these black farmers that we should. And you don't have to live in rural land or country or whatever. No, we don't support them. I know I support. I know you support them. DC, what's going on? Thanks for coming. We don't. We don't have these continued conversations. We always want to talk about, oh, there's no food, or there's no leadership. I pull it up.
Yeah, like you said, we do have leadership in the black community, but you know, like I said, we're not the majority of the leadership. You know what I mean? So I get where you coming from, though. I get where you coming from, JT. But if we start from a small scale, you know what I mean, we can, you know, increase our leadership to a larger scale.
Start
to the best of our ability.
Right.
Yeah.
Start from a small scale and educate at the same time, educate ourselves of different branches, man. We not doing that, man.
Man, that's true. You know,
I
some
do
of our
it.
people.
I do it on my channel.
Yeah, when it comes to politics, we gotta go back to the basics. You know, like some people don't know about the separation of powers. You know, they don't know about the basics of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, like all types of stuff. You know, and that's just
right.
Like
That
level
right.
one.
That's what I'm saying, man. And then why do you think the Civil Rights Bill was very important? It was covered about this too. The black farmers would, man. That's why, man. I'm just saying, man. Like, yeah, come on, man.
We have to educate ourselves. You know what I mean? Not saying that the education system in America is perfect. You feel me? But we gotta like educate ourselves outside of the school system too. Like people said, we gotta read. You know, we gotta take the time to go ahead and do the extra work to figure out certain things in the society. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, man. People see, and come on, man. I'm telling you, and you know what it is too. We had these talks on sometimes on the men's chat too, Tony. We don't like to go back and learn from history either, man. We microwave happy, man. We go up to 30, 25, 30, 40 years. That's it. We gotta go way back, man. And ain't changing, man. And stop saying the white men. We gotta stop saying these white women and these other women of power, they letting it happen. Stop it, man. Stop it, man.
Yeah, studying history is major because you know what I mean? Like if you study history, everything that's going on in the present makes sense. The same people that was in power back then, they still in power today. You know, it's the same, like you said, it's the same thing over and over, man.
The same thing
definitely is.
Right, it's the same thing over again. Like Sexy, she said in the chat, said that's why so many jails and need out. Yeah, that's true. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and let's go one thing deeper, family, that we need to think about it. Why do you think the Department of Agriculture getting a tax write-up of the criminal system too? Because they using our brothers and sisters of agriculture too. They take them out and grow their food.
And pay them low wages. That's right.
and pay them low wages. So come on, we gotta talk about that too. Come on, man. Yep. Man, listen, man, they ain't ready, man. They ain't ready. I'm not saying you ain't ready. They ain't ready. They ain't ready, man. So
Hey,
you told me man, they ain't ready. Go ahead,
go ahead,
Tom.
JT. No, go ahead, JT. I'm good.
And then they ain't ready, man. Sometimes I like to do comps. I like to do stuff like this. Sometimes I don't because I do pissed off, man. Because I'm saying the writing on the wall is right there, man. We don't want to talk about it, man. We don't want to talk about it, man.
Man, that
And that
yeah, go ahead.
this judicial system, man, they cover. See, I want people to understand this. And Tony, you talk about this too. This judicial system is not just cover the judicial system; it covers every branch, and they making money off us as so much because we are still leasing capital. And I'm talking about the legal. I'm talking about the legal branches. We ain't talking about the social branch. We ain't talking about the other branches. You know what I'm saying? That's another conversation, man. I'm just talking about the legal branches. We voting people in, and they selling us out in every way, and we don't want to talk about it. And I'm talking about agriculture. I'm talking about food. I'm talking about nourishment. These are the same people writing legislation to hurt us as a people. I want y'all to understand that. They ain't writing no legislation to cover all. There is a Black America and there is a white America. And the white America is white supremacy. And then other nationalities, they roll with it. And we have to understand that too.
That's the whole key, JT. We got to understand the rules of the game. You know, a lot of people out here living in society and not knowing the rules of society. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of us, especially the Black community, are confused about the things that go on today. That's the number one reason why because you got to know the rules of a game before you play a game. You know, it's the same with sports. If you don't know the rules, how can you win?
I'm talking about the legal system now, because we talking about branches. They playing chess on us, man, and we still playing marbles, man. I'm not even gonna say checkers. They playing we playing marbles, man.
I agree with you. And
when is the time we're gonna have wholesome conversation like this? I mean, throughout social media, even in the house and everything, man. I mean, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? When are we going to have conversations like this, man? Because, and you've been on, you know what I'm saying? Many times you've been on panels, you know what I'm saying? You know I cook. You know I be like, yo, this is just, you got to go this, that. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about because I know, I'm not saying I know everything, but I know something, man. I know what I'm talking about, man.
Right. The game is most definitely rigged, though. I give you that, though. It is rigged out here.
It's rigged, yo. Hey, Denise, how you doing? How's my sister? How's the queen doing? Sexy, thanks for coming. And that is the problem. How many brothers and sisters willing to have these conversations?
Many of our people don't want to. They don't want to because they distracted, by entertainment and stuff and celebrities,
And also this, that we pick and choose what conversation, what issues that we want to have instead of deal with all issues.
That's facts, man. We gotta take care of home first. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly, man. I'm not saying the other issues that we do is not important, because it is, but we want to pick and choose. No, I pick all. Forget all that. Forget all that, man. We need to know everything, man. Forget all that, man.
Hey, I had to agree with you, man. I definitely agree with you.
If I don't get that many views on it, I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference, but it's out there. I already put the information out there. I already put the information in the chat. So, the ones in the chat, please read up on it and start your own conversation on this, because understand this right now, family. 2020, less than 2 weeks away. Less than a week and a half away. This is over. This year is over. This is election year. It's bad enough they didn't have not talk about the Black agenda. And this is part of the Black agenda. If everybody want to talk about the Black agenda, this is much more part of the Black agenda.
Most definitely, man. Hey, have you noticed over the last few weeks, JT, how ADOS and everybody was all in the news, with the reparation discussions, but now, like towards the end of December, you don't really hear nothing about that no more in the media too much. You know what I mean? You still got a couple channels, that's online and social media that's speaking about reparations, but that wave that was going on like last month per se, like it's not getting attention in the media. Like now they talking about the impeachment. You know what I mean? Like that's how they distract us. That's how they distract us.
That's how they distract us, man. And I would like that ATCF, because I like the work they're doing. I want y'all to talk about the Black farmers. This should be part of reparations.
Exactly.
This have to be. I'm not saying they don't bring it up. I said some do and some don't. But this supposed to be part of reparations. If you said that you fight for this land to get the reparations, the Black farms, this has to be part of the conversation.
Facts, man. Facts.
This have to be part of the conversation, because the federal government is constantly discriminate us from our land that we produce for centuries. They doing it on the books, family. Understand what I'm saying? They doing it on the books. It's legislated. You hear what I'm saying, family? If that don't wake us up, I don't know what is.
Man, I agree with you. That's why us as Black people, we gotta stay focused and keep our eye on the prize. You know what I mean? It don't matter what group you affiliate with. It don't matter if you ADOS or whatever. You don't identify as that. Like, we have to come to some type of an agreement as a people. We have to, like at least 80% of us. That's my theory. Like at least 80% of us got to come together with an agenda, and like you said, have it written up for legislation, and get it through Congress or something. I know it's a tall order, but we gotta try. We gotta at least try, man. Try something.
Right, and the Black and the caucus, and the Black Hispanic caucus ain't did nothing.
Nope, not at all.
And I'm gonna go one thing better. I probably get off the subject a little bit. You notice of these Democrat debates, there's not one Black or Hispanic up there. But there is a Chinese or Japanese somebody up there. But he did mention us of the wealth and stuff. But I talk about that too. Why we don't want to deal with that. Thanks, Eunice. I really appreciate you. I really do, Queen. Thank you. We don't want to talk about that, man. I talk about it.
Right, I feel you. The thing is that we gotta ask ourselves as Black people. Okay, we got some wealth in this country. We gotta ask ourselves, why don't the entertainers, and I'm not saying entertainers are leaders or anything like that, but they do have influence over the people. Like, why don't they come out and speak for our agenda? You know what I mean? And some of the richer, Black people in the society, why don't they come out and speak out for our agenda as far as reparations? You know what I mean? That's another problem too, I think, in my opinion.
It is. And could I answer that?
Yeah, you go.
I can answer that for you. They not in touch with they not in touch with the soul of our people. They not in touch with the soul of spirituality. They not in touch of the the culture. They not in contact of the social. Those three, they not in. So if they not in touch of it, if especially they not gonna, they don't have the app. It's not a urgent advocacy for our people of all levels. So after said all that, did you expect them to say anything? I doubt it.
No, I didn't, but that's just it's a rhetorical question, though. You feel me?
No.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I'm saying I'm with you. I'm not saying you are absolutely right, and we should have discussions on that too. If you represent, if you're an entertainer, do you represent reparations? Do you educate yourself? Are you willing to go against the powers that be that cut in your checks?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Are you willing to?
We know the answer to that for the majority of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we being nice, right? Exactly.
Yeah. They like hell no. They like we like living in these fancy mansions, man, and driving this Lambo around. You know what I
Right,
mean?
and
They like hell no. They like y'all niggas on your own.
right, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's a good question, Tony. But how many of us as a people will ask that question? I'm waiting.
Most
Small.
won't.
No, they won't. Because you know why? Because they don't want to be in touch. We, like I said, we want to. I ain't gonna say all us as Black people. I'm talking about content creators of all social media. But some of us, we want to pick and choose issues. No, you got to deal with all issues, man.
Exactly.
I'm willing. And it had nothing to do pat myself in the back. Nah, because you know me, I ain't all about for that number one spot. But I'm just saying this is an issue that we better talk about it, and we better be nationally too, and it's global too. Because if you go to Africa is the same thing too, and around the world too.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing a part 2 to this, a global. But I'm gonna wait because some of our people ain't ready. We ain't even ready for this. And I'm not saying, yeah, huh?
No, go ahead, JT.
Oh, you in Nigeria? Okay, Michael. Okay, that's what's up. Because that's what I'm saying. We gotta have these conversations, man. The money is not in our agriculture. It's not going to our people evenly. We are getting we get pimped. Understand that, family. We get pimped. If you go to other nationality, other neighborhoods, if you look at their food, look at our food, it's a total difference. It's not the ones that work in the supermarket. It's the higher office family. We better talk about it. We better get serious about it. If you have kids up in age, you better talk to them about it. You cannot send your kids anymore how to pick up meat. So you gotta show your kids to pick out meat, to pick out vegetables. Like I've been saying for the last 3 years. When y'all see me when I go shopping, I show you what meats to pick out, what certain things, with certain expiration dates and all that. The vegetables, look for certain things because you know what? Because my mother, father taught me, and other people taught me. If y'all don't believe me, ask Tony. He tell you go on my channel. Sometimes when you get things for sale, it doesn't mean that it's good. There are certain times that they have to deliver that food so it can still be good. But as always, we always get the last family, man. Like I said, man, I already read the stories to y'all, man. Come on. We better, man, we better get our educational game up on this conversation, man. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, especially when it comes to agriculture, man. You're right, because
You better.
man, food is we all know food is important, man. That's like number one on the list of needs of a human being. I mean, besides shelter and all that, but you gotta eat. You gotta eat, man.
And we
Gotta
gotta
eat.
right, and we gotta fight for these farmer markets that's still in our community. We all over the country because we losing throughout the years, man. We losing. We used to have like vegetables, and you remember back in the day, Tony. You know what I'm saying? We used to have our own butchers. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. Fact. I remember that in the '90s, man. Growing up in
Right,
Baltimore, that's true. You just go right to the butcher in the hood, man. And even where I'm from, it's a black city, and you had butcher
right,
shops, man. All that shit, man. You right.
right.
You right.
And you get
Right.
everything. You get
You right.
everything one time.
Yep. You can get
Well,
your produce, you get your meat, all of that sometimes at the
all
butcher
that
shop.
cut up
I
right.
remember. I
Thank you.
remember.
See, thank you. See, people thought I'd be lying to be saying, yeah, I remember to get cold cuts, cheap, everything. Only thing you gotta go to another store maybe to get Kangos. Sometimes they even had Kangos in there. You get everything in there.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
But we don't have those stuff like that. And that's a problem.
That is a problem. But you know, in my opinion, the reason why we lost some of the butcher shops and all that type of stuff, JT, is because some of our black business owners they sold their businesses, you know, to foreigners and stuff like that. And I'm not
Yep.
trying to cause division or nothing, but it's the truth though.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
You know, they
I was
got
going to say that too. Yeah.
they got offered, you know, large amounts of money to sell their business. But you know, in the long run, if you keep your business, you're gonna make more money than whatever somebody else will offer you for your business. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, yeah, they sell to the highest bid and they take the money and run.
Right. And when these
And that,
foreigners,
and that,
oh, go ahead.
and also we can't leave out the food consumers too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take the money and run too. So we lost everything in one, man. I hope we can get it back. You know, but I don't know if we don't control the narrative. You know, I'm talking about politically, you know, judicially. I don't know. I mean, like you say, we got to start from somewhere. Yes, we got to start from local, but when I'm talking about, it's coming from the top. They discriminating us nationally, man. That is rightfully ours, man. I'm talking about the black farmers.
No, you're right, because you know at the federal level that money trickles down to the local level. So you're definitely right. You got a
Right.
point. You got a point. The funding that's number. You're right. That's number one, man. That's number one.
It works hand in hand. And then understand this family too. And I know most of us as black people, there's somebody Hispanic. Hey, I had to say this. The head of the Democrat chairman, he's Hispanic. Not one time he mentioned the black agenda. And I know this going on, so you know he's not gonna bring it up. You even got a freshman congresswoman in New York. I believe she her district is part of Manhattan and in the Bronx. She said that she's not African. So you know these people, and I'm stating facts here. They're not going to identify us as people. Man, listen, man. All I'm just saying like this: they're going to make sure that they get their food.
That's facts. That's why we need our wealthier black folks, you know, to organize and put something in legislation that could benefit us. You know?
They gonna get their food. And then I tell the other Hispanic, yeah, we need help. No, we ain't helping you because you ain't help us. And it wasn't for us, y'all would get these rights. Let's keep it. We're gonna keep it nice and truly funky. But ever since y'all got your little man, I'm just saying that, man, we gotta learn. If we're gonna play, we gotta play right. We gotta have a strong team, and we gotta have a strong team of people that we gonna be going for it, and that's it. And we gonna take our lumps and bumps,
That's
but we
right,
gotta
man.
keep on going.
That's right, man. We gotta, like I said, we gotta take care of home first. You know what I mean? And then, we go from there for real. It start with us looking out for ourselves first. That's, man, self-preservation. That's the number one law of life, man. You gotta help yourself first.
Right.
We gotta help ourselves.
We gotta help ourselves. And the one thing too, when you do shopping too, and I tell people all the time, not everything is that what's that word? Help me out, Tony. What's that word? Start with an O. Oh my gosh.
Shit, I'm trying to think too.
When they eat right, man, what's that word?
What organized?
No, not organized. It's a food. I mean not a food. It's something that oh man. Organic. There you go.
Oh, again, okay.
Organic. Not everything is organic, people. So we gotta learn to read. That's why I tell people again, as you already know, Tony, you gotta learn to read the labels because they tricked us on the labels too. You gotta learn to read those. You gotta educate those. That's what they do too. They put these canned goods and certain things. Oh, this organic. It's organic. How organic? It's like 25-30%.
Right. And it's funny, that started with legislation too. Where they
Right.
stopped telling us what what's really the ingredients in our foods or whether it's organic or not, man. I just thought about that a few years ago. That happened. Yep.
Yeah, that's why if you notice that when you see me do shopping, I take my time and I talk to y'all. No, this is not organic. You just look at this. This 20-30, this is not organic. Organic means supposed to be 0 and 1 and like that. Because I know, and people like, oh, how do you know? Because I read. I'm not saying I know everything, nah. And I'm gonna tell you one thing too. You go to Rose's and these other department stores. I'm telling y'all right now, and y'all might not think like that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Sometimes talking about the canned goods. Sometimes you can get the best brand. You can get some good canned goods from than the supermarket. I'm telling you, because you know why? Because the other municipal stores that they have out there, it probably be too much for them, and they just actually give it away. And sometimes it's like a tax write-out to their department store, and they bring it to those to the other department stores that they have like canned goods in. Go and check those out, family. I'm telling y'all, you want to save and plus eat good. Sometimes you got to dig in. Y'all see me you see me in Roses. I was picking out some stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Hey, JT, I'm just like you when I shop for food, man. And when my people come with me to the store, they'll be like, "Damn, man, you be taking all day to like read the ingredients and stuff." But
Yeah.
we gotta educate ourselves on the ingredients and additives that are unhealthy for us. Like when I go to the store, if I look at a juice or something, I'm looking to see if it got high fructose corn syrup in it. Like MSG, like in the foods and stuff like that. I'll be looking for that on the labels, all that stuff, man. And people say I'm paranoid, but I'm not paranoid, man. I'm trying to be as healthy as I can as far as when it comes to me choosing the foods that I want to eat,
Right. And so when I tell people, when y'all go to these department stores and then when they had these canned goods, don't stick your nose up in it. You're gonna find some hidden gems in there. I'm telling you, because like I said, these other departments, the other stuff, when they get the other stuff, the other ethnicities and the other areas and stuff, like I said, sometimes they had too much. So they had to test right out. So they said, well, so they talk to other consumer companies. So sometimes they said that, so we'll just give it to them. And and sometimes we stick our nose up in it. Nah, those some good stuff in there. I'm telling y'all, man. Me and Tony would not tell you wrong, man. I'm telling y'all, listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
Exactly. It might take you a little extra time, to choose what you want, but man, it's worth doing the research on the ingredients or whatever that you're buying. It's good to do the research. All you gotta do go on Google, go to the
Google,
library, look in the encyclopedia or dictionary and find out the definitions of these terms that's in the foods and stuff like that as far as the ingredients.
Yeah, let me tell you. You
Yeah.
remember you remember one time? I think like was last. No, it was this year that I made baked ziti.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I got the sauce and stuff from? From Rose's department store. I
Damn.
read it. And then I always bought sauce from Food Line. I took that from Food Line. I brought it back
Mm-hmm.
and got my money from that. I went back to Rose's and got that. And you know what? And it came out better and I was healthier too.
That's right. What we eat, it makes us think a certain way and make us feel a certain way.
Right.
It does.
Right. And that's why, and I'm glad you brought that point out too. And that's why the people, when we talk about like this, like the more you educate yourself, the better it is. The more healthy you eat, the better, like Tony said, the better you think and the better you feel. And it probably feel a little funny because we put poison in our bodies for a long time. And we had to, like I'm saying, that we had to educate our kids how to shop. And we cannot send our kids to shop anymore. But we got to, us as grown-ups, we got to educate them. We got to educate the laws. And again, maybe it's like a lot that me, Tony Smith, and even the people in the chat that just are seeing from the outside, but it's very important. It's very essential because this federal government, in one way or the other, they're trying to exterminate us. And this is one avenue that they've been doing it. They are excluding Black farmers to feed our people around the country. I want you to understand that. Since 1920, and now we can go further back, but a U.S. census from 1920 up to 2007. That's one story I read. And another story from 1920 to 2017 that had taken away millions of acres from us as Black farmers. Think about this, family. From 1920 to 2017. One report said 2007, one report said 2017. It doesn't make it a 10-year part difference. It doesn't mean it all means the same. And we at 2019, all along, they've been discriminating Black farmers to make a living and to feed our people to be healthy. They be throwing our farms in the garbage. And even that we win lawsuits, they have us wait or delay for years of billions of dollars that we want. I want that to sink in there, family. I want you to let it really sink in.
Yeah, JT, to add on to what you were saying.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to add on to what you were saying that what people don't realize is that natural resources, those are the most important resources out of all the resources that we have in society, because, you know, with natural resources and land, we can develop cotton. We can, like you said, grow our own foods. And then, you know, once we make these certain products and develop these crops and all that type of stuff, that stuff turn into wealth and into money, man.
Right, exactly. Because our Black farmers our farmers was growing everything. You hear what I'm saying? They manufactured everything. They was not like for ours was not for one thing. Now you got other farmers other than this, they grow one hit, but we was growing everything.
Exactly.
So understand, family, this is a broader conversation that we need to have. These are actually resources and money that we getting cut out on that we could benefit as a people, that we create. It's not just food. It's not just this and that. Tony talk about cotton. You talking about other stuff too. Peanuts.
Exactly. Peanuts. What's some other materials? Say like leather.
Yeah, that's right.
All types of materials, man. You just by you owning a plot of land, there's so much you can do with that soil that people don't realize that can empower you,
Right.
you know, wealth wise.
Right. And at the same time, why do USDA cut money from black farmers too? Because they cannot get the cattle that they need. But the white people, they get more cattle than them because they get almost $250,000.
Bingo. That's it.
So what you gonna do with 50? What you gonna do if you own over 200 something acres of land, right? What's $50,000 going to do, family? Think about it. They ain't gonna do nothing. You can't update your equipment. You cannot get the right cattle to help you make money. Only just playing catch up. You gotta make money to pay the land, pay your house, and we ain't talking about the utility bills. And then if you got people work for you, you gotta pay them.
Exactly. You got to transport the goods and services, like all of that, man.
Right.
You're right.
And you gotta
have
pay
tractor
them.
trailers, right? You got to
Right.
track the
You gotta
trailers,
pay them.
all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we ain't talking about the corporate companies that actually want your food to deliver a certain place. Yeah, pay. What's $50,000? And then, right, it's a drop. And then we got to understand too. Sometimes they had to take their own food to certain towns, hope they could make a profit off that because they don't have nobody to pick them up.
Yep.
Because see, why they had these programs and why they had these forms, that will cover everything, family. Yo, this oppressed system is dirty. Yo, dirty.
Yep. It's a cold game out here, but like I said, we got to start somewhere, though, you know?
I agree. We gotta start. You gotta start from somewhere, man. We have to start from somewhere. I guess nobody want to come to the chat, come to the panel. I already close this up anyway. Tony, you can make your last remarks. I want you to stay right there, and I make my last remarks, and I'll close this out.
Yeah, but all I want to tell the people basically is that as Black people, we need to just start doing more research on legislation. That's easy. You know, you can go to congress.gov. I always suggest that site to people so you can see what bills are on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to learn to organize as a people, you know, and sometimes we might have to work with people that we really don't want to work with to get our goal accomplished. But, you know, we got to do what we got to do and just try to network, you know, on a large scale. But I mean, like I said, though, we got to start on a small level first and then we can build our way up. But that's pretty much all I had to add on.
Girl, yeah, I want you to stay right there, Tony. Again, that white people and farmers get more land than Black farmers. Let's talk about this. I would urge each and every one of us in the chat, including myself, to continue this conversation. I don't know I'm going to make this part 1. But if it is going to be part 1, it's definitely going to be part 2. Because then we're going to talk it as a global 2. Because it's global now. And I don't know yet. I'm still thinking. But the information is in the chat. The stories in the chat. And the ones who came late, please This one, I mean, all the ones too, I want you to go back and listen to it. But this one, let's start a conversation and let's get serious, because the mainstream media is not going to talk about this. They're not going to talk. They refuse to talk about it. Even the one that looks like us that works in the media, they're not going to talk about it. And this should be part of the conversation of reparations. So let's do our due diligence to do whatever we can to fight, and fight, and to educate ourselves and understand this, that the war is not over. We got to stop being complacent of some issues. We have to advocate for all issues that happen in our people. If you don't know it, hey, you don't know it, educate ourselves. Let's get more familiar of it, because it plays in everything, or it plays everything that the rights of our people that I've been talking about for a long time. And to be on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder, Chef JT, not just chefing in the kitchen, I be chefing up information. Respect my existence. Respect the voices of one's existence. Oh my God, I forgot to put this in. Tony, anything you want to say?
Nah, that's it, JT. I just want to say I appreciate you letting me on the panel as always. Shout out to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody, man. Yeah, I just got in the house when you let me on the live stream, so that's what took me so long to hop on, man.
Okay, I got you. I appreciate that. Thanks for your continued fight, and you continue to be to help us and everything. And your contributions, and everybody's contributions in the chat is greatly appreciated. And again, let's start this conversation, family. If we're going to talk about being healthy, we better understand how this oppressed system is working. And we better understand how to stand up to it. Not just be going around the circles, no. Because there are some of our people, even our politicians, is letting it happen. It's probably, it hurts to say this. I mean, it don't hurt to say this, but maybe some of it hurt to hear it, but it's true. And that means they not for our people. So, I don't know, I'm going to do another one, but if that's not, I wish you happy holidays. If you don't hear me next time this year, you hear me next, and after New Year's, could be, okay? But thanks again, Tony Smith, and thanks to everybody in the chat. And after I say, yo, let's do this. 2020, let's be our year. All right? So again, on behalf of my channel, The Underrated Darkness, The Underrated One, the number one grinder, Chef JT, not just chefing in the kitchen, I be chefing up information. Respect my existence. Respect the voice of my existence. Respect the LDBC existence, that for Lions Den Boxing community. Shout out to my brothers and sisters out there. And on this, Ghost.
Peace.